Today we are joined by Sentinels player TenZ and ShahZaM and G2 players Mixwell and Nukkye. Press had the option to ask questions live or submit them in absentia ahead of the event. We will begin with pre-submitted questions. The first question is for ShahZaM. The majority of teams here had a coach, but Sentinels does not. Do you think having a coach is a mistake, or do you think that there is something unique about your team that makes having a separate coach position not necessary for success? This question came from Ian St. Lawrence from Valoranting.
No, I don't think having a coach is a mistake at all. The right coach can definitely contribute a lot and help. I think just for the dynamic of our team, it's just better how we function. And I like to do the work. So like when I'm in the server and I can recognize stuff, it's fine. Eventually I want to get a coach. It's just, we're taking our time. We're not trying to force the issue, if that makes sense. And just find someone that'll mesh in well. So it's not too many cooks in the kitchen.
Great. The next question is for G2 Mixwell from Diego Zacarias Santos of VLR.gg. What are your thoughts looking back on your journey with G2 since June of 2020?
I think we played really well at the start of last year. We had 6 months when we were winning everything. And after that, we didn't adapt properly. Our players, including me, should have changed our style and played much more structured. We were playing really loose and we didn't adapt to the new meta. And after that, we had the roster changes. We got nukkye, Avova, and Killjoy, and Colocho as well, and the last man standing. And now it's much better. Yeah.
The next question is for TenZ from Ashir Ahmed of Game Elevate. What are your thoughts on the revamped format of Masters this time around?
My thought on the
format.
Honestly, I don't really know the format, or like for this event. Like I would have preferred to play the original like 16 team formats, but it got moved to the 15 team, and it's just like you have to. It is what it is. Like I don't really know what to say.
Thank you. The next question is for Mixwell from Manu Patio of Remake TTV. According to your experience, talent, and discipline, you are an inspiration for many fans around the world. What would you say to those 12-year-old young players that are watching you and want to be like you someday? What would you encourage them to do, or how can they be in the same position you are in today in the future?
Wow, what a great question. I would tell them to not stop studying until they feel like they can stop, so they have a chance to come back to study after. I would tell them that it's important to watch their own games and understand how the game works, be a good teammate, be disciplined. There's a lot of things going on, but as a child, I would say play a lot of the game and enjoy the game. Play with your friends and meet people that have the same goals as you, so you can grow faster, and just enjoy the game as much as you can, get experience, play amateur tournaments, explain to your fathers how this world works. And if they understand you, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. It's not easy to be a professional player, but if you have support, you can do it pretty easy, I think.
Thank you. This next question is for ShahZaM from the Score Esports, Neil McCrossan. Do you guys feel any extra pressure coming into this event as the defending champs? What have you worked on to ensure that you can stay on top?
I actually think there was more pressure in Iceland because we were dominating NA before that, but nobody had seen like the international regions fight each other. But now that we won Iceland and we showed NA could compete, I feel like it's more so of us just like not getting complacent, doing what we normally do, practicing and like adjusting to the meta. So we haven't changed anything too drastically. It's more so just following as the meta changes.
Thank you. This next question is for Nukkye from Brandon Moore of Run It Back. G2 Esports seemingly went from the top of the world to the back of the line. You were there through it all. What went into getting G2 back in position like this, and how does it feel?
It took a lot of time and sacrifice. That's the first thing. We went through like a big slump and we're finally out of it, and it's a lot of sacrifice. I could say that's only a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice of your personal time and motivation that shouldn't like get out. Yeah, it's a difficult time. It was a real difficult time, and now it feels really, really good to be here in the tournament.
Thank you. This next question is for Mixwell and TenZ. Do you think group stage will be much different for you? And do you also think Sentinels, G2, and F4Q were harmed with the disqualification of Brand Esports?
I'll go first. For us, I think it's beneficial because Sentinels had already one LAN event and they are used to it. For us, playing as many games as we can is much better because I feel like we will get stronger as the tournament continues. I think F4Q is a team that you need to watch out for because they play really boldly. So you need to do the homework and just play properly to be able to beat them because they are good. And Sentinels is a seed 1 of NA, current champions of Masters. So obviously they are the favorites. The pressure's on them. We're 4th seed of Europe and we want to play as much as we can against them so we can get better and better and we win the tournament in the end.
Thank
you. And then I'll say from my side personally, I'll just enjoy playing as many games as possible and also adapting to the new teams here. And just the chance to play more games, get even more like accustomed to the LAN play will just be nice for us.
This next question is for ShahZaM from the Score Esports. What do you think about people trying to discredit your IGL abilities by saying that Sentinels just has the best players in each role?
Yeah, I've definitely read that or heard that from people, but it's I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because this team, we made it outside of Tyson before the game was even released, before we even knew what the roles were or anything. It was impossible back then to know who the best players in every role was. So it's impossible to say that, you know, we just put together a team of superstar players. I think the players put the work in and they molded into the best at each role. But it's the other teams that are constantly making roster changes, trying to sign big contracts for superstar teams that can't find the same success that we did from like a roster originally on. Obviously Tyson was a superstar talent we brought on, but yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me, but it's fine as long as we continue to do what we have to. It's okay.
This next question is for TenZ from Ngo Esports. Did Sentinels scrim some Brazilian teams? What are your opinions about them?
We haven't scrimmed that much yet, so we have not scrimmed the Brazilian teams yet.
This next question is for Mixwell from VLR.gg. How fast is Kellogg's improving? Is he a future superstar?
I think Kellogg's is improving really fast. The good thing about him is that he's humble. Being a young player and being humble, listening to the people with more experience is important, and he's been doing that since the start. And of course, if he keeps improving, he is going to become a superstar. But I don't want to put too much pressure on him, to be honest. He just needs to do what he has to do, enjoy the tournament, and grow slowly.
This next question is for the Sentinels players from VLR.gg, from Diego Zacarías Santos. From your short time practicing in Berlin, how do you feel the other regions' playstyles have changed, and will it affect your playstyle?
So far, we've only actually had 1 day of practice, scrimming mostly the European teams. I think that it's a bit similar to the case in Iceland. I always thought that the region was strong and they matched up pretty well versus us. I think we also played, what was it, Vision Strikers? And that was still a close matchup as well. I think that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. I think that they should have a pretty solid run. I think that they're a good team.
This next question is from Mixwell from Feng Bao Nai Ba in China. We all know that your agent's pick has changed a lot since the G2 player changes. Could you share with us what made you try to pick Killjoy instead of Jet in recent matches?
Jacob was playing Sentinel before in our team. He benched himself because he wasn't feeling very good. So we went for a new replacements, and we didn't find someone that could replace him in his role. So we went for a Jet main. And when he joined, the plan wasn't that I was going to stop playing Jet, but in the end I decided that he should play Jet always and grow as a Jet main, and I will play anything the team needs, because I've been playing the game for a long time and I've been competing for a long time, and I don't care about the spotlight or anything. I don't care about that. I just care about winning, and I thought that it was the best for the team, and I did that.
Thank you. This next question is for ShahZaM from Josh Wilkinson of PlatChat. Based on your scouting, prep, and scrims, do you think the level of competition has increased since Iceland?
Yeah, I think so. I think teams are only going to continue to get better as each tournament goes on. I definitely think the teams are cleaning up their gameplay, and the details are starting to matter much more and more, even with the NA teams within our own region. So I expect a more competitive tournament than Iceland for sure.
This next question is for Mixwell. After a disappointing performance in stage 2, G2 Esports has made some changes in their Valorant roster, and now you are going to participate in Masters. How were you guys synchronized yourselves in this short period of time? And this was from Sportskita Rishab Chakladar.
I think the synergy inside the team is really good. I think we like each other. We work every day together, and we don't have many issues. We have a dedicated IGL, which we didn't have before. Our coaching staff that also is doing a good job, and just disciplined players, really disciplined players that want to win. So even if we didn't have too much time to, as much as other teams, we did a good job, and we're not in our best level yet, but I feel like we have what we need to be the best team in the world.
This will be the final pre-submitted questions. It is from Josh Wilkinson of PlatChat to ShahZaM. Which team do you think is most likely to meet you in the grand finals?
Oh man, this is a tough one. In all honesty, I think it's going to be another European team in the grand finals. Whichever one. You know, I haven't had a chance to play SN yet. I think they're strong. Gambit is looking really good too, and obviously we could see a rematch with G2 eventually. But as much as like NA Pride is there, I think the European region is really strong.
Thank you. We will now pivot to live questions. The first question will come from Halo of Thoughts. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi guys, just a quick question about the obviously the social media war that happened between Sentinels and G2. For you guys, how do you see that as you've gone into the event, and is there actually any form of rivalry between you two right now?
I think that's more so between the orgs. We have like no investment in that. I respect them as a team, and like especially mixwell I've known for a while. So that's like more so like the orgs and the social media than the players, in all honesty.
Yeah, we think the same. It's mainly the orgs. It's no bad blood between us, I guess. Like, it's mainly orgs. Yeah.
Tyson is my ex-teammate, and I like him a lot. So if you read something, even me, if I tweet something that is mean, don't take it too personal.
I like Oscar too.
Thank you. Our next question will be from Shay Robertson of Deserto. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, this question is for Mixwell. I'm just wondering, what is the biggest weakness you see in North American Valorant and the teams here?
Biggest weakness. I think they are a bit cocky. That's their biggest weakness.
Our next question will be from Dustin Steiner of esports.gg. Please unmute yourself.
This question is for ShahZaM and Mixwell. What do you guys think about F4Q and your competition in Group D? And do you guys think you'll both make it out?
I think F4Q is not a team to be underestimated. If you don't do your homework, I feel like they're the kind of team that'll catch you off guard. So we're definitely going to go in with a lot of prep. And I think obviously though, at the end of the day, us and G2 are the favorites, and I still see us advancing.
Yeah, I also think that F4Q is a team that you need to do the homework, like I said before, because they come here as a team that I feel like they play with balls, like really ballsy, and you need to enter the match strong since the start. And if we do that, then we do our homework, I think we can win. And against Sentinels, like I said before, they are #1 team in the world, so should be a tough match. But we're also confident that we can win that one, and we will try to get seed 1.
Our next question will be from Jack Marsh of GG Recon. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi guys, my question is for ShahZaM. After winning Masters 1 and 2, people are already considering Sentinels as like a dynasty team and calling it the Sentinels era. Do you believe Sentinels are a dynasty? And if not, what have you got to do to cement yourselves as one?
I definitely think so. I think we're the only team that has shown like true consistency throughout the year of all the regions completely, especially winning both Masters. But I don't know if it's safe to say dynasty yet or anything like that, or compared to like, some of the dynasties like CS until, we show up with the one hair, and ultimately champions is like our biggest goal. I think we're not too concerned to like creating an era for ourselves or anything. We're kind of taking it just tournament by tournament, qualifier by qualifier, and trying to do our best and continue to work hard.
Our next question will be from Augustin Rodriguez of Gaming Coffee. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, this question is for both teams. How do you see your rival in the match that awaits you? And how do you see yourself in the match?
Go ahead, Tyson.
I mean, as both teams, I guess, said, it's going to be a tough match. We're both top teams in our regions, so it's going to be hard for both of us, and whoever comes on top, who comes on top.
This next question will be from Prensa Valorant, Pablo Abarca. Please unmute yourself.
My question is for both teams. How exhausting has the preparation for the Master been so far?
Go ahead.
We boot camped in Europe for a month to play the qualifier. Then we went back home. We kept practicing from home, and then we came here the 5th of September. So we've been in the hotel practicing as well, and we leave Valorant and we didn't do anything else for 1.5 months.
Actually, after we qualified with an NA, and the Challengers playoffs was over, there was a lot of like teams that were kind of not practicing, figuring out their rosters or whatever, just have nothing to play for. So it was pretty limited practice while in NA. We took a week off, and just people had time to do RL stuff because we've had a really busy schedule this year before we leave for like a long trip. But since we came here, as soon as we had the opportunity to, we were like booking out scrims, trying to practice as much as we can, grinding ranked, and just falling into a routine that we normally have at home. So we're just trying to get in our groove.
This next question will be from Thomas Lee, early game.
Hey guys, I got a question for both teams. How do you think the meta will affect in this tournament? So are you scared of like maybe some surprises from different regions in terms of meta, in terms of agent picks? Are you scared of specific agents, or do you think there's a lot of potential to maybe surprise your enemy?
Yeah, I think as the game evolves, more agents are added and like playstyles change. There's a lot more different looks. At the beginning, people kind of followed similar looks, similar compositions and systems. but now like teams are coming up with very different styles of play. But I actually think that helps us as well because we're also experimenting with, you know, different compositions depending on the play style we want to approach or the teams that we play. So teams can't expect the same look from us always. So it goes hand in hand.
This next question will be from Mikhail Klementov from the Washington Post.
Hi, fellas. Apologies if this has been asked and answered already, tuned in a couple minutes late. I wanted to ask how you found the accommodations in Berlin so far. How has the food been, the space, the PCs? I've heard some mixed reviews on social, so wanted to get your take. This is open to anyone.
Okay, I guess nobody else wants to talk. The PCs are definitely improved from Iceland. So I think the teams that were at Iceland that came here are pretty grateful of that. But the teams that didn't play in Iceland were also like complaining about the computers. But in all honesty, those improved from last time. I think outside of that, like Berlin, like we're in a really nice area of the city, it feels like, and there's a lot of food options. So that's nice. I think the prac rooms, the only thing is like they get a little hot. You know, you've got a lot of computers running and a lot of people in a hotel room. And sometimes it's like cramped or the desk situation. But outside of that, I don't know. Yeah, the desks are a little questionable since they're like the hotel desks. Hopefully in the future they can like have a standard, maybe like, you know, just like a standard simple desk that we could use for the prac rooms. But outside of that, you kind of just have to make the best of it.
This next question will be from Alan Guy.
Hi, I'm Alan. I'm from China. Well, my next question would be for Mixwell. So you have been interacting with Japanese fans on Twitter using hashtag #Mixwell. So what are the thoughts of reaching out to your international fans and why Japan is your first stop? Thank you.
I like Zeta a lot. I watch their documentaries and I know their background.
Zeta.
They come from CSGO as well. So I like them a lot. I also saw that Japanese people are really hyped about Valorant. So if you mix those two things, I just want to be close to them as well because I like Japan. I wanna travel to Japan and see it by myself soon, and I just wanna take a taste of what it's like on social media.
This next question will be from Prati Dang from Sportskita.
Hello, my question will be to ShahZaM. I would like to know what sets Sentinels apart from other teams.
I think the biggest thing that contributes to like our consistency is the ability of all the players, like well-roundedness. People are willing to constantly change their agent or pick up on other roles and take their own initiative when they need to, lurk when they need to, make space and be selfless, or when they need to be selfish. It plays into the role. Like a game like Valorant, you need to be like really dynamic and versatile. And when you have like 5 players that are willing to take up any role, it makes it a lot easier to approach a game. And I think that's the best thing. Like when communication and everything else comes down to that is like everyone's on the same page and like the one goal is to win. So it definitely makes our lives easier.
This will be the final question of the press conference. It'll be from Dustin Steiner of esports.gg.
This question is for ShahZaM and Mixwell again. You guys have both been professionals in CSGO as well. Transitioning to Valorant, but you guys are now like on top of the world, kind of. Like what's that been like coming from like a sort of a mid-tier situation in CSGO to being on top of Valorant? What are your feelings about that?
I think throughout my CSGO career, I've been in different tiers. I think when I was tier 1, my ambition was really high and I was training every day to become the best player in the world. After I kind of reached that, my goals, I reached my goals and I wasn't as motivated as before. And that kind of kills your level because you don't do as much as you should. And then I went down. And when I switched to Valorant, it's a fresh start. And I'm doing everything I used to do and even more to become a better player, become a better professional. and just do things better in general. I think that's why I'm one of the best players in the world now, and I think I will continue to do so because my goals are different, are not the same as in CSGO. They are much bigger now.
I pretty much agree with what Mixwell said. I feel like I was in the same position too. After you like played for different teams, tried in this, found successes, found failures. I feel like it gets a bit exhausting, and CSGO as a game became stale itself, while Valorant did feel like a fresh start. Just like genuinely enjoying the game, feeling super motivated to play it, to figure it out, and to compete. It's just overall feels like a fresh start, and then it all comes down to like the motivation from yourself. Like you just want to be the best. You want to like start a new game, play with a group of guys that are also like on the same commitment level, and we just all have the same goal to like be the best.
Thank you to the players from Sentinels and G2. This will conclude the press conference. Please stand by as we get the additional players in from Gambit, Ascend, SMB, and Benkai. Thank you.